Now.
Okay. I can barely see you, but that's okay. It's all right because it's so tiny. Hello, everybody. Good morning.
We're having some issues.
Just a couple issues this morning. I'm in the middle of a torrential downpour here in Texas. And so my internet is very, very spotty because that's the first thing that goes here. So for the first couple minutes, I think the radar says it's supposed to pass here in like 10 or 15 minutes. So for the first couple minutes, we're just going to do this. She's
on her phone.
I'm on my phone. We're going to do this.
We're just going to make do.
We're going to make it work. Yeah.
Right.
But I'm going to, since I can barely read, but I'm drinking coffee. I'm drinking Bone Frog. So you guys need to go to bonefrogcoffee.com/chicks and use code chicks to get 10% off your first order. Or you can get a 15% off subscription. You can do that too. But hopefully everybody's drinking Bone Frog. I'm going to need like 3 cups this morning.
I feel like you're going to need maybe a little something in the coffee.
Little something in my cup this morning. So yeah.
Let's start with Bone Frog and then add whatever you need as necessary.
Right. I'm going to try not to make everybody dizzy here. Sorry. I'll do the best I can. Try not to make everybody throw up. Okay.
Keep it straight and
as much as I can.
All right. So, just bear with us. There might be like some transitioning happening midstream, and that is fine. We're just going to do the best we can, but everything sounds good, looks good. We can see you and hear you, and that's what's important. Real quickly before we get into news, hopefully, if you are Daily Wire members, you were able to see us on the Michael Knowles show yesterday. If you are not, I think you will ultimately still be able to see it. I'm not 100% sure about that. I know that our team is going to be releasing some clips from it. And so hopefully there's going to be some sort of public link where everybody will get to see it. But that was so much fun.
Oh my gosh. Such a great time. He's so darling. I mean, we can say that about him because he even said yesterday, I met you guys when I was 19.
Yeah.
He was a baby.
He was a boy.
He was. I know. And look at him now.
I know. Like, it's just, we feel such mom affection for him.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was just really, really nice to see him. And we had a really great discussion with him. And I hope everyone gets to check that out. We also interviewed for our show, Dennis Prager yesterday, which was also super, super interesting. And we think that that's going to come out this weekend. So be on the lookout for that later this weekend. But we had a very busy day yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday was crazy. Yeah. And two very different interviews.
Very different.
Yeah.
Very different. Dragon Stalin 1001 just sent a very generous super sticker and said it's for Daisy's special coffee sauce fund.
Thank you so much. My God. What a day. I got to tell you though, I'm glad that the internet is being weird today and this didn't happen yesterday. Because as you recall, I had trouble getting into the Knowles show yesterday, but it had everything to do with Zoom and nothing to do with internet. But if I had these problems yesterday, I would actually be drunk, and I'm not. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah.
She ain't lying. She ain't lying, you guys. All right. Well, let's get straight into some news, shall we?
Yes, let's do it.
And let's just kind of get through the campus protesting hullabaloo, because that, of course, is still just dominating the news waves, if that's a word.
Yep.
And so we'll kick it off by telling you what's going on with UCLA. This was just within the last couple of hours. Well, not this first picture. This first picture just shows you what the anti-Israel terrorists did at UCLA yesterday afternoon. They built a whole plywood board wall around the entire encampment, which, by the way, is enormous.
My God.
The supplies that these kids have, they've got wood pallets, they've got plywood, they're binding it together with zip ties and screws. They have all kinds of supplies in the middle of their camp. So this was yesterday afternoon. And then because Gavin Newsom is a total wuss, he was like, this is what I can't stand is when these university admins decide, okay, well, we'll go ahead and send in the police to like break up and disperse the crowd. But then they absolutely hamstring the police and don't let them do anything that will actually disperse the crowd. So that's what happened. That's what is happening at UCLA.
So they built a border. Is that actually what they built? Is that, I just want to make sure I got that clear because I just want to make sure we're okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And you'll get to see, so there's 3 little, very short videos that you're going to see just back to back to back. And the first one shows like a kind of an overhead view of what this camp looks like at night or what it looked like last night before the police came in. Okay. So this first little video just kind of shows you this same visual, maybe from a different angle. So it's walled up. And then this is when the police came in. And so there's a standoff. And the kids are screaming, who are you protecting? Who do you protect? To the cops that are just standing there like they're about to have some human-sized chess game is what it looks like. I mean, just like, what are you doing? Either do something or don't, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's like checkmate, biatch. Yeah.
And so then just a couple hours ago, it got like chaotic, right? And so the protesters were getting more and more brave. They could tell that the cops were not going to actually do anything. And you will see what happens. It is infuriating. So now the chess game is head to head and the protesters win. And the cops retreat.
Oh my God.
This was within the last hour and a half. So I don't even know. Like what they're probably just redoing the camp or putting back up what may have been pulled down. I mean, it's absolutely insane. Insane.
Yeah. Listen, it's, at this point, like I can't, somebody just needs to send in the National Guard or something. You know what I mean? I hesitate to even say that out loud, but
that's absolutely what they should do.
They just lost complete control. We've lost control. And it's beyond a protest at this point. Now it's just like these people have taken over these institutions and it's not okay. When they start building structures, you know, and they have a wall, and then these are the same people that are like, walls are mean. It's
right.
Are you kidding me? Like you've lost complete control of your organization and somebody needs to step in there and, you know, make it known that this is not okay. And then hold people accountable. They're destroying property.
Yeah. Well, and they don't even need National Guard. They just need to let the cops use the tools that are available to
force.
them.
Yeah. Force.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
tear gas. Use fire hoses. You don't even need tear gas.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Water's a good tool. Exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. My God, this is just madness. You guys, Mother's Day is happening so quickly. It's already May. It's May, you guys. And so that means Mother's Day is like a couple weeks away. And if you have a mom in your life, whether it's your mom, your wife, you're just a mom in your life, and you want to treat them to something exquisitely luxurious, think about getting her something from Cozy Earth. Cozy Earth is who has like all the amazing loungewear. They have those temperature regulating, like super luxurious soft sheets, which by the way, have a 10-year warranty. And somehow, I don't know how, but they get softer with every single wash, which is incredible. So this is the material and the luxuriousness of the fabric. It's something you just can't know it until you try it. And you can use our code, which right now is Cozy Chicks at CozyEarth.com, and you can save 35% at checkout. So again, Cozy Chicks is the code, CozyEarth.com is the website. Think about PJs maybe, or a sheet set, or like just some loungy joggers. Oh my God, they're so nice. CozyEarth.com. What are you doing?
I'm trying to get back in. I'm trying because you want to try to let me back in?
Well, oh wait, do I have to do something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's another you.
I'm shutting down here. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Look, there's a whole other her.
Hold on. Give me a break. Hold on.
Yay! This is so much better. Yay.
Okay. All right. Because I heard the storm out there was starting to subside, and I'm like, let's try this. Hi, everybody.
Yay. Okay, that's so much better. All right.
Okay. All right.
Okay, Michael
Excellent.
Stellar, thank you. Michael says, my dog Finnegan is home. We are going to be going for a walk within the next hour. He is every bit as handsome as the photo I posted to your X account. Oh, I'll have to check that out because I did not see the dog on X, so I will definitely be looking.
Dog. Oh my gosh.
Jason Decker, thank you. Jason says, I got to see the first ultrasound pictures of my first grandbaby. So happy.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
So neat. CFO Plus Services, thank you. She says 3/4 women. 3/4. I don't know what this means. Three out of 4 women.
3 out of 4 women. What has happened to our girls?
What does that mean?
I'm not sure.
3 out of. Oh, maybe she means like the protesters. Like 3 out of 4 of them are women.
Perhaps.
Maybe that's what that means. I'm getting better at like interpreting these.
Yeah. At reading your minds. Yeah. Yeah. Because if you look around at these protests, a lot of them are women. I mean, women.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
And they're just these are the women that just give us such a bad name.
And they're exactly what you think they'd look like.
Right? Exactly.
My husband the other day, it was so funny. I think it was yesterday. He saw something I had like something about the protests on TV, and he's like, the blue hair. Like it's
the blue, yeah. No
blue.
offense, Morgan, if you're watching. No offense.
Well, she can rock it, but I mean, the blue hair, such a telltale, you know? Yeah.
For real. C. Douglas, thank you. C. Douglas says, Healthy Cell sleep goo saved my life last night. Good. The REM sleep stuff is pretty good stuff. I'm glad that you tried it. And Leah, thank you, Leah. Leah says, I'd hate to be a Jew living in America these days. I'm much safer in Israel. They are infringing on the rights of all other people. They have zero right to usurp public land. I know. And yet governors like Gavin are like, yeah, we're looking into it. We're sending the cops so that they can wave at the protesters, I guess. That's all they have the power to do.
He's looking into it from French Laundry.
Exactly. Exactly. And of course, as we have been talking about every day, this is not limited to UCLA. This is not limited to Columbia. It's everywhere. And here's another horrible example at Brown University. They caved to these terrorists and they reached a deal that said the liberated zone will be vacated by the students today in exchange for the university's board to vote on divesting against Israel and other demands.
Wow. Imagine what that does to Jewish students. I mean, just imagine. I mean, listen, it has ramifications and other things too, but just imagine if you were a Jewish student and you paid tuition, you worked hard, you're at Brown University, what that does to you. I would be lawyering up. I know
a lot of people are. There's a lot of lawsuits in action right now.
I just can't even imagine. This is unbelievable what's happening on our side. Wow.
And then I almost hate to show this picture because it makes me sick to my stomach, but people need to see how psychotic some of these protesters are. This is at the University of South Florida. And what they did is inexcusable. They took actual pictures of Holocaust victims on camps and they photoshopped them so that those people in the Holocaust are holding up signs in favor of the protesters. Oh my God. It's so vile that I almost just can't believe it's reached this level of vileness.
Oh my God.
I mean, there's nothing I've seen that's more disgusting than this. It like makes me want to cry. It makes me so angry.
I mean, oh my God.
Right? I mean, it's just the most vile thing. The most vile. And that, I mean, these are the protesters. This is their mindset. There's no fixing that.
I'm sorry to have not seen that before. This is before right now, Ma, because we didn't do a lot of pre-show this morning. And that, like, I have no words.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to show it, even as much as I hate to see it and hate to look at it. It's like, you need to know the level of psychopathy that we're dealing with, because it's so vile that I cannot believe my eyes. Like, I could not believe that this was a real thing. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, let's move on because it's just too horrifying. So Harvard released a highly produced video about their encampment, you guys. This is how much money is pouring into these people. It's so ridiculous.
Welcome to the Harvard Liberated Zone and our Gaza Solidarity Encampment. This is our list of demands. Inside of our encampment, we have various sections, such as our art build, such as our reading center.
Oh my God.
And here we're basically trying to lift the consciousness around Palestine. At our encampment, we also have numerous events, including teach-ins on Pan-African Palestinian solidarity, 101s, explaining the importance and the significance of dabke, of Palestinian food and Palestinian identity, and all of the various forms that it can assume. Over here, we also have our spiritual and prayer space at the encampment. Here is where we have held numerous congregational prayers for Muslims, as well as Passover gatherings for our Jewish comrades. Since launching the Harvard Liberated Zone, we have actually expanded our tents to occupy 3 additional sections at Harvard Yard. Our movement is only growing, and we will continue to be as visible as possible to make sure that Palestine is unavoidable and to ensure that our demands for disclosure, divestment, and dropping all charges against pro-Palestine students are met.
So he knows he's gay, right?
I mean, I don't even know if that person was born a dude. I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. Because I don't know. If he doesn't, I feel like he maybe somebody needs to tell him that he's gay. But listen, these people need to go there and protest there. Like people like him. I want to see people like him and the women, especially all these liberal, feminist women need to go over and protest there and then see how well they're treated. They just, the cluelessness. We've got a reading center and we've got this and we've got that. Oh, really? Let's talk about how women are just, it's such ignorance. It's like, it's staggering. The ignorance is staggering. Okay, gay guy, go over there and see how well they treat you.
Mm-hmm. Just don't go on top of any rooftops. Like, don't go on top of any buildings.
Well,
because you might FAFO.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's gonna. It's unbelievable.
I know.
Wow,
it's crazy. Yesterday we ripped on UNC, and we've got reason to unrip on them today because while they did have some issues, the interim chancellor, I'm not sure why he's just interim, but the interim chancellor spoke out, and he was pretty forceful in his words, and I appreciated it. Here he is.
What everything has transpired today.
We want him here. This university doesn't belong to a small group of protesters. It belongs to every citizen of North Carolina. Everybody in North Carolina. Everybody who goes to school here, everybody who lives and works here. The flag represents all of us. To take down that flag and put up another flag, no matter what other flag it is, that's antithetical to who we are, what this university stands for, what we have done for 229 years. The broad majority of this campus knows how to express their views without shouting, without violating university policy.
Shut up.
That flag will stand here as long as I'm chancellor.
What do you tell the students of this university?
Tell the students that we're going to keep them safe from a very small minority of students who want to disrupt their experience. This university is for everybody.
Oh, what? Yeah, Chapel Hill is like, they're starting to get some shit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, and their reputation, they're like, our reputation is on the line, and people are looking at them and going, not at 2 Chapel Hill? Seriously?
Right.
And so that guy, I mean, he did a good thing by doing that. I hope he just stand your ground, man. Those kids are psychotic. Did you hear them?
They're disgusting.
And how dare you think that you can fly the Palestinian flag above the American flag? How about
or in place of it? Are you freaking kidding me?
How about get bent, all of you?
And we'll talk about the kids who protected that flag in just a second. But first, we have to talk about Field of Greens. This is my cheat. This is how I cheat on getting my fruits and veggies in for the day.
I do it too, you guys. I cheat so hard.
I mean, sorry, not sorry. It's impossible to eat as much veggies and fruits as they tell you you're supposed to eat. It's impossible.
Yeah.
So why? I mean, this is the easy way out. This is like Cliff Notes for fruits and veggies.
But you get hydrated at the same time. It's like win-win.
Yeah. And it's delicious. So you get a delicious fruit drink at the same time, but you know that it's healthy. It's like a healthy fruit drink, which is amazing. It's a green powder. I know it sounds scary. It sounded scary to me when we first heard about it. I was like, green powder, ooh, healthy, ooh. No, that's not for me. Where's the donut sponsorship is what I wanted to know.
Exactly.
But they were like, just try it. And so we did. And then we were sold because we were like, wow, this is actually delicious. And you can make it into smoothies or just drink it with 8 ounces of water. Delicious. And so good for you. You can get 15% off your first order plus free shipping when you go to fogchicks.com. That's FOG, stands for Field of Greens, fogchicks.com. Don't forget to use code remember Colombia and how they finally got all this stuff torn down because the cops were finally not hamstrung and they were able to do cop things. So they got the building back, they got the encampments out, and now the people who, especially the people that broke into the building and did all that damage, they've been identified. Some are students, some are not. They are all being charged with, or some of them are being charged with 3rd-degree burglary, criminal mischief, and trespassing. So they are facing criminal charges, which is great. One of the interviews, and I think I meant to play this yesterday and just forgot, but this is one of the guys that they interviewed outside of the building and outside of the encampment, talking about how it was no big deal that all these people were being arrested because New York.
You guys do when the police come right in here and end up maybe handcuffing people and arresting them.
We'll do what we always done. We'll get arrested, just like the criminals in the subway. They're always right back out in 24 hours.
24 hours in New York City. That's right. That's about correct. So,
God, that is infuriating,
right?
Yeah, and the mindset is infuriating. It's like, well, I mean, we know we're just going to get let out, so whatever. And that is a rampant mentality that, like, listen, all the criminals know that. It's not just that jerk. It's like all these people in New York who are criminals are way to run a city,
right?
Way to go.
God, the laws there are so pro-criminal.
Right.
It is mind-boggling.
If that's not indicative of Democrat policy, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
I mean, there you go. That was it. That encapsulated everything about what's wrong with Democrats right there in that clip.
Yep. Mayor Adams, very upset seeing a lot of these images of American flags being taken down and Palestinian flags being put in their place. He is furious about it and had this to say.
And another significant part of the video was at the end. That's our flag, folks. Don't take over our buildings and put another flag up. That may be fine to other people, but it's not to me. My uncle died defending this country. And these men and women put their lives on the line. And it's despicable that schools will allow another country flag to fly in our country. So blame me for being proud to be an American. And I thank Commissioner Doocy for putting that flag back up. We're not surrendering our way of life to anyone.
Except illegals. We're going to surrender our way of life to illegals. But that's it. Just all the millions and millions of illegals that were, but I mean, it's nice that he said that though.
Right. I mean, credit where it's due. Right?
Okay, fine. That's fine.
A little bit of credit.
All right. Maybe he's right. Just every once in a while.
Peter Doocy asked KJP yesterday to explain all this funding, right? Because clearly, as we played the video yesterday, the funding is obviously coming from Soros-funded organizations. It's very well funded, as we saw at UCLA and all the supplies that they have. And KJP was as useless as ever in answering the question.
These encampments, they had matching tents. We're being told that there are professional outside agitators involved. We don't know if they're being paid to sow chaos by domestic folks or foreign entities. Does President Biden want his administration to find out who is funding some of these protests?
What I can say,
So look,
I cannot.
Let me be clear.
I cannot speak to the organizations that are being reported that's on the ground. That is not something for me to speak to. That is obviously something that local governments, local officials, I keep saying local government, local officials are going to speak to. They'll have better information on that. What we have said, and I don't think I've iterated that yet from here, is that the DOJ and FBI is going to continue to offer support to universities and colleges in respect to federal laws. So that is something that the DOJ and FBI is doing. As far as local organizations and what is all being reported on the ground, that is something that that local law enforcement certainly is looking into.
Who is it from the FBI? The head dude from the FBI? Was it Ray? I can't remember. He was like, we don't monitor protests at colleges. We don't monitor protests.
I mean, unless they're like Christian ones or, conservative ones, and we got to look out for those terrorists.
Unless they're the pro-life ones. We don't.
Right.
We just stay away from those entirely. But the biggest crock of crap, of course they monitor them. Unless they're these.
Right.
Unless they're like Democrat-led protests. And that's the case. And they should be monitoring all of these people. They should be looking at these people to see. Think about it. Think about who's bankrolling this. And these people are screaming, "Yay, terrorism! Yay! I'm with Hamas." You bet your Bippy they should be monitoring it. It's outrageous.
And she's so incapable of just expressing anything, like just answering the most basic of questions. She just can't do it. Well, and yet she continues to be in a spokesperson job.
DEI, right? This is DEI, you guys.
Didn't earn it. That's why that acronym is so fitting.
That is right.
It's been great that we've started to see some of the mugshots of these Hamas holes. And so that's helpful, I think, for future employers to know what they're getting. However, it's very easy to forget that there are some employers who eat this shit up, and they're actually looking for exactly these kinds of whack jobs because their leadership is every bit as wacky. And a perfect example, I don't know if there's anybody out here who is a customer at hims.com.
Oh my God.
If you get any kind of sexual products, I don't know exactly what they sell, but hims.com, their leadership is looking for these kids. They're like, moral courage is greater than a college degree. If you're currently protesting against the genocide of Palestinian people and for your university's divestment from Israel, keep going. It's working. There are plenty of companies and CEOs eager to hire you, regardless of university discipline. Apply here.
Yeah, these people specialize. This company, they specialize in like boners and getting your hair back if you're a dude. Like that's what they do. Seriously, have you seen their commercials? That's what the commercials are. I think there's a hers too. I'm pretty sure there's a hers, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm mistaken about that. But they're all about, oh my God, you want to talk to a doctor, or you feel like, are you insecure about talking about your boner? Come talk to us. That's what they do. I'm just being honest. That's what that's
If you're
about.
a dude and you have boner trouble and you've been buying stuff from them, please stop buying. This is like one of those things that look at what they believe in. You know what I mean?
Don't.
And just spend your money elsewhere. You can get a boner from somebody else.
Right. Just go find somebody else to help you with your boner. We've said boner like 18 times now. Boner, boner, boner.
Which reminds
Welcome
me.
to our show.
Wait, that's the wrong one.
No,
Reminds
right.
me.
Get boned. Just get boned. You got to get boned, you guys. I'd just like to say that congratulations to Scott, because he has no problem with his boner. Good. No problem. So yay. Let's all raise our glasses to Scott.
Cheers.
Cheers to Scott.
Regina Pontes. Thank you. Regina says we're in the middle of and witnessing the 3.0 Ottoman Empire attempt. Man, it's sure feeling like, Yeah. Connie Cannell, thank you. Connie says, unless you're Trump, you get a slap on the hand. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And Susan Forrest, thank you so much. Susan says, our kid was one of the protesters arrested at IU. We as parents are so disappointed in the kid, has been refusing to speak to parents and to call them. Parents gave him or her the gift of a college education. Now the car was confiscated. Oh my gosh.
I am so sorry.
I can't imagine the heartbreak. I can't. If you're paying for college though, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, this is,
reconsider.
yeah, like that's an easy thing to do. Just say, sorry, you're done.
You don't get to be there anymore. You don't get to be there because they're obviously borking with your brain.
That's
you know what
a
I mean?
gift. That's an absolute gift. College, if you're paying for college for your kids, as we did for our older kids, that is a gift, and you better be damn grateful for it. And they are, but remind them of that in every way.
I'm so sorry, Susan. I can't imagine as a parent having to
so
deal with that. Oh my gosh. All right. We need something good. And certainly the frat boys at UNC are that something good. They are the heroes of yesterday, getting a ton of attention. Some of it is like super crazy attention. And I found a TikTok that did a nice job of summarizing their story. So if you haven't heard the story, you're in for a treat.
Moment in time where it seems like all hope is lost. All it took were a couple UNC frat bros to single-handedly reignite your faith in Western civilization. This is just the photo of the year. Put it in a museum. It's one of the most iconic things I've ever seen. If you don't know the story behind it, Palestinian activists have been running amok on college campuses all over America. They're really mad that Israel is fighting a war to destroy a terrorist organization and therefore are setting up encampments on their campuses. Because that's totally what normal, well-adjusted people do. And at the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, they took down an American flag and replaced it with a Palestinian one. The police then came and took down that flag and put the American flag back up. But the pro-Hamas loser, commies, tried to take it back down again. And that's when these UNC Pi Cap bros stepped in. They held the flag up and prevented these people from stealing it again, while being pelted by numerous objects. And like all of these dudes are just heroes. Between this guy in the Hooters shirt, this guy cracking up while getting pelted with water, the whole thing is just absolutely perfect. And to top it off, they even started singing the national anthem as the flag went back up.
Fantastic.
The whole thing is just absolutely perfect. There's also a GoFundMe that was set up to help them throw a rager. And it has over less than a day. Commie losers across the country have invaded college campuses. But amidst the chaos, the screaming, the anti-Semitism, stood a platoon of American heroes, armed in vineyard vines in Patagonia, fueled by Zin and White Claws. These triumphant bohemians protected Old Glory from the unwashed Marxist horde, laughing at their shrieks and wails, and shielding the stars and stripes from Soviet missiles.
I love
So yeah, definitely help these boys bring Project X to life.
Hell yes. I will donate.
Oh, well, just wait, because that was yesterday, and I'll show you what it looked like this morning. John Rich also said, for the boys who protected the flag at UNC, I'd like to offer a free concert for their Celebration of Freedom party. Anybody know how to find them? Maybe we could talk Dan Bongino into doing a live broadcast from their frat house. Come on, Dan, live a little. So there's that happening. And then when I looked this morning, it was at $320,000.
Oh my God. I freaking love it. I hope that they actually use some of that money to do some philanthropic stuff, which I'm sure they will, because, you know, fraternities and sororities, they get a bad rap, but they actually do good things too.
Or maybe they just turn this into the event of the century. And it becomes way bigger than just a frat party, but something like super pro-America and amazing.
So, I was just going to say American flags beyond what the eyes can, where they can see. Yeah, just everywhere. Just a sea of America would be amazing. I'd love to see that on a college campus. I'd love to see it.
Wouldn't that
and
be
then
so
have
great?
Other college camp, like, you know, like people from Duke and NC State, like all over, people from all over that area come, and it would be like a huge rager. It would be amazing, right?
So fun. Oh my gosh.
Themed. Yeah.
Andrea Viola, thank you. Andrea says the parents should show up at these schools. Yeah, I mean, assuming that they disagree, I would love to see parents going to campuses and just like ripping their students out of there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I just can't imagine. I can't imagine if one of my kids was involved in something like this.
Oh my gosh. Karen Elliott, thank you. Karen says these frat boys have not been drinking Bud Light. No, they have definitely not.
No.
Most definitely.
I feel like there's a lot of Pabst Blue Ribbon involved.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I wanted to make sure that I told you guys I'm going to take another picture at the end of this week of my lilac tree. I think they're going to bloom even harder than I showed you the other day. Because the other day when well, first of all, I took that picture on a cloudy day. And so it was hard to see the actual individual flowers. But it is flowering like a freaking champ.
And I bet
right
it smells amazing too.
That's what I love, right? The lilac smell. And when they do finally like super blossom, I'm just going to go out there and breathe. Like that's my plan. I'm going to spend an afternoon just breathing next to that tree.
Sounds amazing.
I mean, between that and my jade plant kind of sprouting even further, like the stuff that I've gotten from fastgrowingtrees.com has been absolutely awesome. I know your stuff is growing like a weed as well. So great. This is why they have like 2 million happy customers, because they're the biggest online nursery. You don't have to put a bunch of plants and dirt in your car and transport it. It just gets shipped to your door. It's packaged so nicely and cleanly, super easy to plant. They help you figure out what's going to grow best in your region. They're just the experts when it comes to inside plants or outdoor plants, trees, shrubs, flowering plants, fruit trees, all of it. They've got it at fastgrowingtrees.com. You can get an additional 15% off of whatever their special sales of the week or whatever already are. And that's because you're a Chicks on the Right audience member. So make sure to use code CHICKS to save that additional 15% at fastgrowingtrees.com. That's fastgrowingtrees.com. We talked yesterday about the fact that so many people are coming over the border bringing God knows what diseases, right? We talked about that a little bit yesterday. And I saw this meme that really just sort of, it just really drilled that message home. So when you think about it, Biden fired 7,000 military members because they refused the vaccine, and then brought in 10 million unchecked, unvaxxed, unvetted, illegal alien strangers and spread them all over the place.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. We talked about how they're just unvetted. These people are bringing in God knows what. And so if they, like I said yesterday, if they ever ask me to put a mask on again, you're going to get a big, huge middle finger. It's a hell to the no.
Never, ever,
don't ask me to do anything again. This is America.
Well, and for some reason they are, wait, what? Lana says lilac blooms are edible?
What?
I'm sorry, my eyes glanced over that, and I have never heard that. I don't know why I would want to eat a lilac. That doesn't seem like it would taste good.
I think we're going to go ahead and fact check that, but it's before we're in fact. I mean, I sort of believe you, like 85% believe you, but I don't know. I'm just not one to go out and start eating flowers,
Well, and that, it's been forever now, but somebody once offered me a piece of gum that was like rose flavored or something. And it was the most disgusting thing ever. Like why you would want to eat a floral tasting thing.
Well, right now, Starbucks has lavender drinks. And I got to tell you, I can't do it, because lavender is like something you spray like on your bed sheets to go to sleep. And I love the smell. I'm a huge lavender fan, but I can't eat lavender. It's like eating a bath bomb. You know what I mean?
It's like eating a Tide Pod. Like that,
I can't. You don't
want to. That's not a taste you want. That's just a fragrance.
Yeah, it's eating air freshener. I can't.
Or like drinking perfume. Like, why would you want to do that?
Ashley's telling me it's really good. Okay, well, maybe. I mean, I guess I could. I'll try pretty much anything once.
I'm not trying it. I'm not eating my lilacs.
But I'm probably not going to enjoy it.
I'm not going to do it.
Like clove gum.
Yeah. See, no. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Well, we know lilac. It's now you know.
Jose, he said, I used off with fast growing trees. Suck it hymns. Wait, what?
What? I don't know.
I used off with
fast growing trees. Suck it hymns. Wait, what?
I'm not tracking.
I'm not.
Jose.
It's too. I haven't had enough bone. I haven't had enough boning this morning. Maybe it has something. I'm sure it has something to do with boning, but I haven't had. I need some more.
You and I have talked off air about this, but haven't really talked on air about it. Just the fact that every now and then you're going to see headlines. You might see them more and more as we get closer to this election. Now there's all kinds of scary headlines. There's a fear mongering effort underway to get us all worried about swine flu.
Yep.
And bird flu and like all the animal flus. And now there's like threats to the meat supply that I'm hearing some rumbling about that. And KJP was asked about whether there is a current threat to beef and to the milk supply, because apparently some cows were found to be infected with whatever flu they're infected with. So naturally, she wanted to make it clear that she does not eat meat when she gave her answer in the presser.
What's your current assessment of the risk to the U.S. Milk and meat supply from the bird flu epidemic in cattle?
Yeah, so I know that the Department of Agriculture has been on top of this. I know that they are not seeing any concerns to milk or any of the cattle or the meat that we're consuming. Well, I don't consume meat, but some of you, all of you out there. And so obviously they are taking this very seriously. They're monitoring the situation. As far as we understand it to be, is that they believe that milk and consuming meat is safe.
And from
she doesn't accept meat in any form. We know
Someone
KJP
called her a vegetarian.
I was gonna say she doesn't accept it in any form. Like, we know KJP. We've been reminded of this like every day from this administration. We know you don't like the meat. We get it. We totally get it.
My God.
Yeah. Listen, I saw this whole bird flu thing coming from like a mile away. And you said that we talked about this off air. It's a convenient way to tell people you need to eat bugs.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is their plan. They want all of us to stop eating meat. And there's been this weird, you could go down the rabbit hole and like start looking at what they're doing to ranchers and ranches across the United States and just all the weird stuff that's been happening over the past couple of years to ranches and to our meat supply and all the strange disasters that have been happening on ranches. But I mean, listen, there's been nothing good that has been happening to farms and ranches, and this administration doesn't make it any easier for farms and ranches to survive. Let's just put it that way. I mean, they make it harder and harder, and ranches and farmers, they're struggling right now because of this administration. I mean, they can act like, oh yeah, we're helping the little guy. They don't give a crap about the little guy. Small ranches and small farmers, especially like small ranches, they're dying. And it's in large part to the way that this administration operates and the way that Democrats, their policies are.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I
push too to like get us all not to just eat bugs, but to get to like start eating the fake meat, which that freaks me out.
How can anybody think that would be good for us? Like,
I don't know.
From a health standpoint, even it's just like that's a whole other conversation. It's just so gross. Why would you want to eat that?
I don't know. And anybody that's like, oh, it tastes just like that. No, just stop.
No.
Just stop it. Just stop.
And
Governor DeSantis feels similarly.
Take your fake lab-grown meat elsewhere. We're not doing that in the state of Florida.
Thank you.
And this group, the World Economic Forum, they've not only told you that the consumption of meat is quote the source of greenhouse gas and climate change. Obviously, they've said that. They also want you to believe that consuming insects is a quote overlooked source of protein and a way to battle climate change.
No.
Now, I'm sure they'll say, "Hey, wait a minute. Just hear us out before you say yuck." And to that I say, Florida has heard enough on that.
I mean, they will pry my sirloin from my cold dead hands. They're not taking my meat away. It's not going to happen.
And I will not be eating crickets or roaches or whatever else bug they're trying to feed us. These people are psychotic.
And that's the thing. Since when does what is it? It's not the WHO, it's the WEF. Is it the WEF? Who is it? Who's the World Economic Forum? Yeah.
Yeah.
These are the people who are trying to decide what we get to eat. Since when did they get to decide what America gets to eat? I mean, it's outrageous that they're not even a governing body. Like, what the hell are they? It's just a bunch of losers getting together.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of bureaucrats, unelected bureaucrats.
Unelected, exactly. And they get to decide that they don't want me to eat steak. They can suck it.
Oh my God, can they ever?
I didn't elect them. Yeah.
This is a real quick clip from Joe Rogan, he had Tulsi Gabbard on his show, and he was making fun of AOC for suggesting that migrants, the illegals, are coming over the border because of climate change.
No,
this is actually something she said out loud, and he was very tickled by it.
Did you hear what AOC said? She said the people that they're coming in to this country, most of them, it's because of climate change.
I didn't hear that one.
It's amazing. It is straight out of South Park.
Gosh.
It's straight out of South Park.
Wow.
I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
Like, this is Babylon B level stuff.
But people will eat it up. People on the left are like, oh yeah, she's right. She's totally right. It's because of the weather. We need to staple more money to the clouds. You guys just keep doing it to help all the illegals.
It's getting the power trips that governments and organizations like the WEF and the WHO and others, the power trips are just off the charts, and it's getting scary. It's getting worse and worse. Listen to what Politico reported about Germany.
Well, Politico, the UK Independent. Politico, German transport minister threatens, quote, indefinite driving bans on weekends to meet climate goals. This is akin to Stalin's 5-year plan, the Chinese agricultural revolution, so to speak.
It is. I mean, this is terrifying stuff.
It's so absurd to me, though. It's like some dude that I don't know coming into my house and being like, okay, Daisy, so your bedtime now is at 7. And you can't eat that, and you have to eat this. And I'd be like, I'm sorry, who the F are you?
Right?
Because I don't know who you are, and we're not married, and you have no say in my life. So get the F out of my house. That's how I feel about these entities. And why am I the only person that feels that? Like, why is it that all of a sudden our leaders are looking to the WHO and the WEF and all these yahoos to make decisions for us? I'm like, F off.
I know. Well,
you don't get to do that.
That's such the difference now between the right and the left, is that the left wants to be all up in your business.
They're joiners.
And the right is just like, just leave us the F alone.
Right. This is not, ask our founders what they think about this, because you can look in our Constitution and they're rolling over in their graves. This is not what we're all about as Americans. Like, we should be flipping these people off at every turn. They don't get to tell us what to do.
That's not more reason to vote for Trump, because he never, ever allows these people to tell him what to do.
Right.
Ever. He is the
works.
Middle finger to these organizations.
Yeah. He's big, fat middle fingers everywhere. That's not how any of this works.
Mm-hmm.
Any of it. Oh my God.
Teresa, thank you. Teresa says she's more of a pescatarian about KJP. Megan, Danielle says, good morning, ladies. Today is my 40th birthday, and I want to thank you for making this crazy ass news easier to swallow. Love you and listen every day.
Happy 40th. 40s are great. My 40s are awesome. Yeah.
Kayla Willis, thank you. Kayla says it's my daughter's 18th birthday today. Her name is Lainey, and she is off to university in the fall. She is conservative and better stay that way. So help me God. Happy birthday to my miracle baby. Congrats.
Happy birthday. Have her watch us. She should watch us, and then maybe she'll stay conservative. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. God willing. Layla's Life. Thank you so much. Layla's Life says, I feel like we are on the verge of Demolition Man. Taco Bell everywhere, but going to get a burger from the vigilantes in the sewers.
Oh my gosh.
I totally forgot about that movie. I'm going to have to rewatch that.
I know.
Kat Stotler, thank you. Kat says government constantly says chickens that you have personally raised are bad. Eat the mass-produced and regulated birds that live in their own filth instead.
Yeah.
You know who doesn't do that? Omaha Steaks. You can get the real thing.
True.
I'm just saying.
Very true.
Omaha Steaks is where you get your meat. Jose, thank you. Jose says, take 2. I identify with fast-growing trees. Suck it, hymns. Oh, see what he did there? Fast-growing.
I get fast because of boners. Because of boners. We're talking about boners again. It always comes back to boners. You want me to say the word one more time?
Oh my gosh. C. Douglas. Thank you. C. Douglas says, how many flies do you have to eat for a portion? Great question. I'm not sure.
So just stop it. I'm not eating insects. I'm not.
And this one I need help with. Mock, you're not willing to eat John
cicadas. Get it?
Oh,
Cicadas.
John.
Get it?
I bet Sunny would. Wait,
what did
Sunny?
Sunny? Something about John Cicada. Something
that.
we talked about something with John Cicada and Sunny. I can't remember. There was something that we talked about that had to do with. Remember
Sunny Hostin?
Yeah. What was the song that Cicada sang? What was the cicada?
Day without you. Oh, why? Yeah, I can't live another day. I forget. I think it's something like that.
No, it's
anyway.
Terrible music.
You guys, are you trying to just do this? Like at this point, I feel like you're trying to be cryptic so that we end up just obsessing about what you mean because I don't get it.
Either that or you're like, let's see if they have Alzheimer's yet. Yeah. Listen, we can't remember what we did last week. We have too much going on. We can't.
Oh, that's right. Sunny Hostin was calling the cicadas cicadas.
And then we mentioned John Cicada. Remember?
Right.
And then you sang a song and then I danced. And
William is like, this show is off the rails today. It totally is. Oh my God. All right. Let's put it back together.
Sorry. Yes.
This is a serious news
you
program.
guys get it together. God, we're talking about boners and important things today. Okay. Get it together, Mom.
Marjorie Taylor Greene is making good on her promise to try to get rid of Mike Johnson because Republicans just always need the drama, apparently. And here she is saying that she's excited about the possibility of Democrats having to protect him and then explain that to their constituents. I think she's completely off base here because like if Hakeem Jeffries, for example, and whatever other Democrats say, okay, we're going to save Mike Johnson, they look like the adults in the room. That's the problem, is that we look like a bunch of chaotic losers who can't even pick a speaker. And the Democrats look like, okay, you know what? We're going to take care of this because they can't. That's what it looks like. But here's Marjorie trying to pretend that it's going to be great.
I think every member of Congress needs to take that vote and let the chips fall where they may. And so next week, I am going to be calling this motion to vacate. Absolutely calling it. I can't wait to see Democrats go out and support a Republican speaker and have to go home to their primaries and have to run for Congress again, having supported a Republican speaker, a Christian conservative. I think that'll play well. I'm excited about it.
I'm glad that she's excited about it.
So glad.
Just so excited for her excitement.
But she does not care what anybody thinks.
No.
And Erin Burnett has a clip that shows her not caring. In fact, I believe the words she uses are something about a rat's ass.
Breaking news, Marjorie Taylor Greene speaking out to Manu Raju, hitting back at her own party, under fire for announcing today that she's forcing the vote to oust Speaker Johnson.
What you guys need to know is I really don't give a rat's ass what anybody up here says about what I'm doing.
She doesn't.
Well, it comes as Johnson is holding firm that he will not bend to the demands of Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Marjorie Taylor Greene has called on you to resign, sir. Quickly, will you resign?
Of course not. It's absurd.
Of course not.
Love all this drama.
It's
so
fantastic.
helpful.
It's just great. It is really helpful, isn't it? We're going places. It's great.
What's the plan, Marjorie? We just going to have Hakeem Jeffries be the speaker then?
Well, I mean, she doesn't give a rat's ass. She doesn't. It's there is no plan, and there are no asses of rats given. So, you know.
Speaking of Mike Johnson, you guys, he posted the cutest little thing on his Twitter yesterday. It was his 25th wedding anniversary, and he posted his wedding photo. And he's
oh my God,
goober in it.
He looks
you guys.
Oh my God, he is 12. Right? He is 12 in that picture.
Oh my God. I could not even
They really are
that
cute,
was him. They're
though.
so cute.
And his wife is beautiful.
And then he posted a family photo too. Look at them. I mean,
they are very, very, yeah. I mean, his wife is gorgeous. You go.
Yeah.
You go, Mike. Get it. Yeah.
He did good.
He did good. He did really, really good.
He's going to be like the shortest person in his family.
Yeah.
I really think he'll end up being the shortest person in his family.
He probably will, because all those kids are going to be really, really tall. Yeah. That happens.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's
horrible.
Oh my God.
Let me make sure I've gotten everybody. Ren up here. Thank you. Rena says, chicks, we have a troll named Nuts Boss claiming y'all are liars, have disinformation, and calling veterans names. He says you're lacking real facts. I don't know
which facts. I mean, he says that, but then he doesn't back it up with actual.
No. I mean, he's a terrorist. Just assume if he's pro the terrorist groups on campus right now, he's a terrorist. You shouldn't take him seriously. Just ignore him. Right. He's feeding off the attention. So
do you have a scarf? Do you have a scarf with tassels?
Are you wearing your keffiyeh?
You're wearing it.
Little sheep
with like your tummy showing and your crop top, and then you got your mask on. That's cute.
You don't want to show that face, do you?
Can't show it. Can't do that.
Oh my gosh. Jose says super chat, super stickers are the fat fingerest apps ever. Who's with me? They are, because it's very hard. It's very hard to sometimes understand what you guys are saying.
Yeah.
Kristi Noem having not a great week, as we have mentioned time and again this week, because of the revelation in her book that she shot a puppy in the face. So not going over well. Everyone hates her right and left. Everyone is super mad. She went on Hannity as some sort of last ditch effort, and he helped her. Like, he was really lobbing up support of her story, because I don't know why, but he really wants to help her out of this bind. And so here she is trying to explain her actions once again.
You know how the fake news works. They leave out some or most of the facts of a story. They put the worst spin on it. And that's what's happened in this case. I hope people really do buy this book and they find out the truth of this story, because the truth of this story is that this was a working dog, and it was not a puppy. It was a dog that was extremely dangerous. It had come to us from a family who had found her way too aggressive. We were her second chance, and the day she was put down was a day that she massacred livestock that were part of our neighbors. She attacked me, and it was a hard decision. And the reason it's in the book is because this book is filled with tough, challenging decisions that I've had to make throughout my life. And I hope that people understand from this that what the point of this story is that most politicians, they will run from the truth. They will shy away and hide from making tough decisions. I don't do either of those.
You buy it?
I mean, I didn't listen. I haven't read the book,
Same.
So I don't know. But I mean, if we had an animal on our property that was, our cows have been attacked. You know, we had one of our cows was attacked by a pit bull. Actually, yeah, two of our cows, but one of our cows in particular was like thrashed by a pit bull. We didn't shoot it. It was actually one of our son's dogs. So it's not like we didn't shoot the dog. You know what I mean? It's like we just
don't shoot it in the face and
right.
And
I'm just saying, like,
hate it, and
it's just the dog's still alive. I mean I can't shoot a dog. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to shoot a dog, you know?
Well, and then it got weirder because, and I hadn't heard this story until I saw this clip floating around on Twitter, but apparently she also has these 3 horses that have been, like, she's had them since they were itty bitty baby horses, whatever that word is. Like, what is it? A foal? Like, what's a baby horse?
A foal. Yeah.
Yeah. So
a colt is a colt. Colt. I'm sorry.
But I mean, she's they've been in her family. She's raised these horses, and there's 3 of them that are in their 20s, which is old for a horse. And apparently, as we'll discover from her appearance on Greta, She put all 3 horses down the same day. And so you can't tell me that all 3 horses had to be put down at the same
same
time.
day.
Like
Yeah.
horses don't, you know what I mean?
Oh,
that
I know what you mean.
seems weird to me.
That's weird. That's very weird. Yeah.
And so Greta Susteren is trying to like show her all this empathy about, oh, it's so hard to put down a member of your family like that. And no one's asking the question, like, why did all 3 have to be put down at the exact same time? That's weird.
Yeah. Did you like put a bullet in their heads, like all the same, like that? And she did it herself. Like, is that, am I understanding?
Well,
that correctly?
that's not clear. Maybe we'll listen to it again, and then maybe that's revealed. But I don't remember that point being made. Like if she did it herself, hopefully she didn't shoot them in the face. But here's Greta and Kristi.
Page and not to make things uncomfortable, but Lucy, Dunny, and Tibbs, your 3 horses that you had to put down. I mean, it's, my heart bleeds for. I know how tough it is for any animal owner, and I did see this on Twitter. So, boy, it's tough to lose an animal, isn't it? You lost 3.
We lost 3, but these weren't just 3 horses. These were our family members. These horses were old. They were in their late 20s. They were our rodeo horses, ranch horses, and they raised my girls. They took care of them, and we spent every weekend together with these horses rodeoing, and we were as a family enjoying each other, teaching my girls discipline, hard work, how to do chores, and how to lose gracefully, and then also how to win, which we need a lot more winning in the country. Yeah, it was a tough day.
Very tough indeed. I've read the tweet. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, thank you very much for joining me.
I just think that's weird. I'm sorry. Just think that is weird.
Yeah, well, it is for 3 of them at the same time. I mean, like we have friends, rancher friends that live near us, and she has like a lot of horses. We don't have horses, but she has a lot of horses. And you know, when they get old, you know, she's like a barrel race. She was a barrel racer and all that kind of stuff. But when they get old, she just like lets them get old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's like, especially if she was super close to that animal, like if that animal had a significance. And listen, there is something to be said for like, if there was a dog on our property who was terrorizing like I mean, I'll just say it. If there was a dog who was on our property who was terrorizing my animals and or trying to hurt my child, I would have no problem shooting it. If it was trying to hurt a kid or trying to hurt me, it's just like I would shoot a coyote and I would have no problem with that if it was an animal that was out of control. But I mean, the way that this was portrayed is that this was a dog that was a working dog on their property that
was only 14 months old.
And it was a working dog, you know, like she could have put it down more humanely than the way that she did. And I think that that's probably why this is getting so much attention, is because she did it in and she said the story in such a, you know, haphazard way. Like, it's just like, I just shot it. I just shot it in the head. You know what I mean?
It's just not going well for her at all.
It's
not going well at all.
It's not.
Do you guys remember Deborah Haaland, who is the Interior Secretary under Biden? And she's like Native American and just an absolute moron. It's been months now since we played a clip of her getting questioned, and I don't even remember what it was about. I think it was about letting China have access to all these minerals that we need to make batteries and whatnot. And she was just like, she didn't know anything. She's just a moron. Okay. And so part of her job is to make sure that public lands are appropriately taken care of and environmentally sound, and there's no littering on them, etc. And we've all seen how badly illegals have treated our southern border. Like, they just trash it, right? I mean, there's just garbage everywhere. There's no thought about it. And Deborah Haaland was asked about that in a committee hearing yesterday. And again, she comes off as a complete moron.
30% of our southern border is federal lands. Is trash on the federal lands along the border an issue?
Congressman, I have not been to the border, so I couldn't tell you that.
We talked.
I haven't been to the border. Like, these people are so useless.
It's your job.
Yeah, exactly. And it makes me wonder again, is this another like DEI hire? What is this? Right. Why is she in the job that she's in? Why is she able to stay there if she's useless? Why? Why are we paying these people? It's like in the private sector, this would not happen. Why does it always happen in government? Why are they able to stay there and get pensions? Why?
And then the way, like Mayorkas, we've played a bunch of videos of him where he will not answer direct questions, and it makes everybody rage.
And he's still there.
Oh my God. And he's still there. So this is like, I guess there's a class that you take when you are appointed by Joe Biden, where you're taught how to not answer questions. Because this is an epidemic at this point. There's a woman who is currently the acting labor secretary. Her name is Julie Sue. And this is the most frustrating exchange you are ever going to hear. I shouldn't say that because there's so many frustrating exchanges. But this is emblematic of the problem that we're talking about. The representative who's questioning her is Lisa McClain. And all she wants to know, since this is the acting secretary of labor who's in charge of like making policy for small businesses, for business. So her question is, have you ever owned a business? Which could not be a simpler question, right? Like
yes or no.
It's a yes or no.
Yeah.
You guys, watch this.
Talk in circles. Do you believe in capitalism? Yes, wonderful. Have you ever owned a business?
I've said this before, and I'm sure I'm going to get cut off saying it now, but
Good.
I am the
that
daughter
would be a yes or a
of
no.
small business owners.
So that's great.
I'm
a daughter
when
too.
I was growing up.
So okay,
my
this should
parents
be
had a
really easy
laundromat.
for you.
Oh my God.
Let's try this again. Listen carefully. If you need to write a note down, that's fine. Have you? It is kind of comical when you're supposed to be the acting secretary and you can't answer a question. So I'm with you on the comedy. Unfortunately, it's not that comical because it's real life. So let's try it again. Oh my God. Have you, not the daughter, not the mother, not the sister, not the aunt, have you ever owned a business?
Congresswoman, you asked me why the
Have
rule is
you?
important.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Let's try this again. So you're making a ton of money. You're making legislation for business owners. You're supposed to be in charge as the acting person, yet you can't answer a simple question. Amazing to me. Maybe we should just pay you more money and that would help you answer the question. I'm going to go back to the question again.
For the love of
Have
God.
you ever owned a business? Not a trick question.
Congresswoman, there are working people in this country.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Do not choose
this
to be
is the very reason why you
contractors,
can't get
but
confirmed
are called
is
independent
because you can't
contractors.
answer a question, right? It's I'll even accept an I don't know. Have you ever owned a business? And yes, I'm Congresswoman.
Keep at it.
So have you ever owned a business?
Working people in this country are entitled to basic protections under the federal law. It is our job.
So
at the
is
Department
that
of Labor,
yes, you have owned a business, or no, that's not? I mean, you are brilliant at answering a question that I didn't ask, and this is the very reason why you can't get confirmed in the Senate, because nobody trusts you. Because you can't answer a simple question. If you're supposed to be in charge, I would think it's not too much to ask to be able to answer a question.
Yeah.
And with that, my disappointment continues to grow and your smugness continues to be very unacceptable. But you continue being acting secretary, making policies of which you know nothing about. And with that, I yield back.
Yeah. Oh my God. I would be like, Jane, you ignorant slut. I cannot with these
Wasn't
people.
that just so aggravating?
It's so aggravating.
Oh my God.
But she made her point, right? I mean, she made her point brilliantly, that woman did. And it shows how completely inept these people are. It just shows all she knows how to do is just talk in circles and not answer questions. And she's making policy for people who actually do the work. You know, it's like, what's the old adage? They say, if you can, if you can't, go into politics. Right? Because these people don't know what they're doing. And then they're making policy for those of us who are actually doing the things.
Mm-hmm.
It's asinine. This is why I've always wanted guys in office and women in office who have run businesses.
Right.
And there's not a lot of them.
Clearly. And we'll never know if she's owned one or not. I suspect the answer is no. And she just doesn't want to admit it.
It's a mystery. Mysterious.
Oh my gosh. Darren Martin, thank you so much. Darren says, I just want to fit in with all the other comments. Blah, blah, doo-doo, I wear pants.
Okay.
That's what it says for real.
All right.
There's no mistaking that. That is what this says.
That is okay. All right. You don't have to wear pants here though, Darren.
You don't know if we are.
You don't know. You'll never
don't
know
know.
what's happening here from the waist down. You're never going to know. But thank you.
Jody Patterson, thank you. Jody says, today is our 37th wedding anniversary. Love my hubby, Greg, and love you, chicks. Thank you so much. And
Happy anniversary. I have a Greg too.
It's time once again to hear from Governor DeSantis. This is about the fact that there are news reports floating out there that suggest that Biden is considering allowing Palestinian immigrants to come to the country. Refugees.
Serenity now.
Nobody in the Middle East will take them, and they clearly hate us. But yeah, that's a great idea. Let's bring more people that hate us in.
Come on in. I just can't.
So frustrating. So here's DeSantis on that issue.
The report out that Joe Biden is contemplating importing a bunch of Palestinian Arabs from the Gaza Strip into the United States of America. And I didn't even think Biden was crazy enough to do this. That is not in this country's interest. You know, what we've seen over there, and we've seen the reflections in our own society of people out protesting in favor of Hamas terrorists. I mean, these are people that cooked babies in ovens while they were raping the babies' mothers, executing elderly people. We forget about what happened that day on October 7th.
We don't.
But that's what we're dealing with here. And to take people from that part of the world and import those blood feuds to this country, that is not in your interest or your family's interest. We should not be importing people in from the Gaza Strip. And so I hope that report is wrong. I think if he does that, it is not going to be something that benefits the United States of America. If anything, it'll just exacerbate a lot of the problems that we're seeing now. And you know what? People can say what they want. I mean, it is a free country, but I also think about, okay, what does it say about our society that people would go out and demonstrate and take Hamas's side in this?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Biden won't ask permission to do this, though. He'll just do it. And just look at student loans, he'll just do it, you guys. And so I don't doubt that he'll do it because these people want full destruction of this country. And I don't know why, really. It's like, because they want a power grab, but it's like, if you have the full demise of this country, then is it in your best interest? I just don't understand the line of thinking of why they want so badly to destroy this beautiful country. I'll never understand why they want to do it, but they want to do it. And that's a good way, in addition to everything else they've done, to do it.
LaDawn Nandressy, thank you so much. LaDawn says the movie Idiocracy should be required watching. That is where we're headed. I know, we're right there, man. We are there. And just as another little tidbit of information about this economy under Biden, there's 169 more retail closures in just 1 week. And this is, I think we're up to 2,600 for the year. Yeah. For just so far. I mean, we're only in May, right? 2,600 retailers are donezo because they either are getting looted every day and can't stay in business, or they just can't exist in this economy.
Yeah, but the economy is great, you guys. It's great.
Everything's fine.
I mean, everything is wonderful under Biden. Everything is just like looking up. The trajectory is just like positive. It's up. It's great. I mean, pay no attention to actual facts. It's great.
Everything's fine. If you guys have ever followed Brett Baier's personal story about his son, who has had like 5 open heart surgeries. He's got like 5 different kinds of defects, and even when he was an itty bitty baby, he had surgeries. He unexpectedly had to have a 5th open heart surgery just within the last couple of days. And so Brett Baier put out this tweet thanking the hospital that they've worked with since he was born for saving their son Paul's life. He's 16, just had his 5th open heart surgery. It was considered an emergency. He's doing fine, but wow. I mean, like, what? Just the fact that they have had to do this 5 times, such a big surgery.
In 16
and so,
years. Oh my God.
And the guy that was filling, can't remember his name, but the guy that was filling in for Brett did a story about it while he was filling in. And so here is that report.
And I'm exercising my prerogative as Brett's fill-in with my own winner this week. It goes to Dr. Eve Duda Kim, the chief of cardiac surgery at Children's National Hospital. He and his team of doctors and nurses at Children's are taking top-notch care of Brett and Amy's 16-year-old son, Paul, who had to undergo emergency open heart surgery yesterday. It is his 5th. This one was unexpected. But as you can see, Paul is already up and walking. He is hitting all of his marks and will be home soon. Thanks to all the good folks at Children's. God bless Paul, Brett, Amy, and Daniel. And Brett will be back in this chair on Monday.
Unbelievable.
Right?
That is just truly remarkable, that kid. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that is a struggle, man, to watch your kid go through that 5 times. Oh my God. I can't even imagine. Also, just to lighten things up right before we get to DD's and our schlong for the day, George Santos, remember how we talked a couple months ago about how he's making bank on cameos?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now it's been about 18 years, I think, since he brought this alter ego of his into the public sphere, but he's doing drag cameos now.
Oh, God.
And I forget the name of his character. He'll say it. But here's an example of one of them.
Hey, Club Condo. It's your favorite, Katara. After 18 years in the closet, George Santos pulled me back out. Whatever. Anyway, I hear you're a bunch of little freaks out there and you love to dance all night long like it's nobody's business. You know what? You gotta elevate it. Gotta make it more risque. You gotta make it more fun. Where's the zhush? I have an advice for you. How about put some wigs on, get some boas, and go have real fun. Let's see who whips your hair faster, side to side, whatever. But y'all gotta stop being boring. Dave essentially thinks you're boring because he wants you all to be more risque. Mwah. All the love. I hope y'all enjoy it.
This is what rock bottom looks like, right? Is this what it looks like? Either that or like, I think he is ready to be on The View. Because he looks like one of the women on The View, doesn't he?
He really does. He would fit in very well.
He
there.
would. He like just a nice little seat right there on the panel.
Remember when he was in Congress?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. I remember that. Remember when he was a Republican?
Good times
in Congress. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good times.
Yeah.
All right, it's time for your double D.
Okay, so my algorithm is picking this stuff up, and this is like a new age, a newfound slip and slide. You guys know slip and slides. I like slip and slides, but I don't like them this way. I need a show of hands in our audience of who would do it this way. Go.
Already know.
There's an actual slip and slide. Like they slip and slide out of the plane and then they land on a slip and slide.
No.
People do this. And then there are kids on there. They're like, oh, look, there's mom and dad.
Oh my gosh.
There's kids on the ground and they're like landing on a slip and slide. There they are. There's mom and dad. Oh, they didn't die. That's nice.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, look, that's great. Why though? I guess there was a part of me because I was trying to understand, like, because now all these things are coming up in my feed, but I'm trying to understand the logic of what like somebody's thinking when they do this, like why people want to do this. I used to run marathons. So I think, okay, like that was really mean to my body. It's just mean, So maybe these people, it's like, that's just a step above somebody who does stupid stuff like running marathons. It's gotta be, right? Because you're just,
this is bananas.
It is bananas. Would you guys do this? Would anybody
Absolutely,
do this?
positively not.
Is there at least 1 or 2 people that would do this? Thrill seekers are a whole different level of. It is. It's like instead of doing drugs, it's they do this, right? Karen said it looks like fun. Karen's game. Karen is game. I knew there'd be at least 1 or 2 that would want to do this. Mm-hmm.
No, absolutely not.
I'll stick to the ground slip and slides in my backyard.
And even that, I don't think my body is capable of those anymore. Just don't know. Just not sure about that.
You get sleep-related injuries now.
Right. Yeah, you barely have to move it
not
to
gonna do a
have
slip and
pain.
slide. No. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we need to talk about wedding-related stuff for our schlong today. Because there's a couple stories that we can reference. The first that we saw is about Bachelorette parties. I did not realize that this is happening, but what's happening now is that brides are requiring that their bachelorette, not just parties, but bachelorette weekends become such an ordeal that the participants, the bridesmaids who are helping celebrate, are having to spend like $1,000
a piece
on the bachelorette party weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because, and this is the reason being is that everything is done for the gram now. Everything is like, everything has to match, and you have to like have all these matching things and like take the pictures of each little thing that you do. And it's become a spectacle. But I think weddings have become a spectacle too. I think they're completely out of control. I think gender reveals are. I think pretty much all of this crap is done for other people, to show other people, look at me. Look how awesome, look at how matchy and awesome and wealthy I am, or whatever. Like, I don't know what these young kids are trying to prove. They're just like, they want to, they're so into social media that they're just, and into showing other people all the things that they have and that they can do. And they're trying to one up each other, that it's ridiculous at this point. And so they require their friends to do all this stuff.
There's a whole thread on Reddit. And this girl was super excited when she was invited to be in the wedding. She was like, "Oh my God, such an honor. I'm so excited." And then that's when things went really south.
She got the bill.
Yeah. So she said in this thread, "It has been demanded that we purchase the following." This list is out of control. Assigned color coordinated outfits, one for each of the 3 days that will be there, including an assigned color of bikini for each day, a pink dress for a pink themed night, and sparkly tops for glitter night. And that's a lot right there. That's probably $200 right there at least.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Right?
Yeah, and then you're paying for the trip.
Oh yeah, you got to pay for the trip. So golf cart rental will be $95 a person. 2 sets of lingerie per person to gift the bride, because they want to get her 10 sets of lingerie. That's
my God.
Yeah. The house rental is $150 a person. Grocery budget is $75 per person. Custom trucker hats, $30 a person. Custom matching PJs and robes, $20. Custom t-shirts for the weekend, $25. And they have to spend an additional $125 for a horseback riding excursion. This is out of control.
Yeah. I mean, I remember in our day, it was like you would just do a bachelorette party and everybody would just kind of chip in. You go to Vegas, everybody could
and that was doing it like nice.
And exactly. That was doing it nice. Or you just didn't. You just did something like, I think I went to like a piano bar with a bunch of my friends, and it was just a night out.
That's totally exactly what I did.
You went to a piano bar? Yeah, that's what we did. And we just like got kind of drunk and like sang a bunch of songs with the guy, and it was in town. We didn't even go anywhere. We just all met up at like somebody's house, and a couple of my friends, it was a couple of my friends that just, they hosted it, and my mother, hosted it, and it was like we had like a shower, and then we went out that same night, went to a piano bar, and everybody went home, and that was it. That was my bachelorette party. That was it. I mean,
that's fun. That's normal. That's
and it
totally
was
normal.
Fun. It was so fun. I had such fond memories of that evening. Pictures. It was fun. Now it's like a 3-day ordeal because it's all for the gram. It's ridiculous. It's like this big, or everything is so much more amplified because they want to one up and do. It's like I equate it so much to these gender reveals where it's like we got to do it out of a plane. We have to drop like balloons, and it's just stupid. It's become stupid because they're all such narcissistic losers that are trying to one up each other. And you know what? It's not about the marriage anymore. It's not about getting married. It's not about actually marrying somebody that you love. It's about, what can I do to show everybody how awesome I am? It's like, do you know that this is actually about you getting in? It's not just about the wedding. It's about you getting married to somebody. Did you lose sight of what this is about? You know, or enjoying your friends before you get married. It's not about the friendships that you have or the relationships that you have. It's about stuff and things, and it's gross.
And what will make a good picture? I mean, that's really that's
matching.
That's all it's about.
Matching pink outfits. I'm just so grossed out. I know I'm grossed out by all of it. It's just, I don't like it. But this is where we are now. So that's why I hope, like, if Gwen ever decides to get married, I'm like, just like have a wedding in our yard on hay bales. You know what I mean? And we'll just go like some dive bar here, like someplace in, I don't know, Waco or Austin or something. I just don't. And I hope it's just like a small group of her friends, you know?
Yeah. There's an interesting story, which I thought was positive. Like, this was a positive about the marrying generation, where, and this was another Reddit post, but essentially this bride was given a $50,000 check by her parents, who said, here's $50,000. This is for your nuptials. Go. Jeez. And so she and her fiance decided, well, we're just going to elope and then put this as a down payment on our house, which I thought was brilliant.
That is absolutely
brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant.
I mean, the fact that her parents gave them $50,000. Oh my God.
And it gets even more interesting because she has two older brothers who were both, at the time that they graduated, also, they graduated college. They were each given $50,000 for a down payment for their homes. She did not get that when she graduated. Her brothers did,
and
she didn't. And so she said, and she asked at the time, she was like, am I going to get the same deal as my brothers? They said, no, it's the job of a husband to provide for you. So then it comes time for her to get married. They give her the $50,000. She's like, I'm going to use it for the house.
Yeah.
And
that's
she
smart.
is like her brothers and her parents are furious because the parents wanted a wedding. They wanted to be involved in like a big fat wedding. And now the money is in a house and they're furious at her. I think they should be so proud.
I think they should be proud. They should be proud of her too. Good Lord.
Isn't that amazing?
And then I have mixed feelings on the whole giving your kids $50,000 each to just like, I don't know. I have mixed feelings on that, but it's like, because they all expect the $50,000. I mean, it's like, that's pretty nice. Like they had $150,000 to give all three of their kids.
Right.
Well, they probably paid for college too. Good Lord. Anyways, must be nice. But I would be looking at her going, you're smart. That's a way smarter investment than throwing a $50,000 party. I'm sorry, but that it is what it is. That she's smarter. She's smart.
I can't believe that there's like a big fat fight about it. That's why
there shouldn't.
I just can't believe that they're mad.
No, there shouldn't be a fight. It's because $50,000 for something that lasts for 4 hours, or $50,000 that is an actual investment in your future, and that is an investment that's going to do something for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I think the girl was brilliant.
Somebody saying that she lied to her parents. I don't.
But if they say here, this is for your marriage or whatever, this is for your nuptials. I mean, they're using it to start their life together.
Right.
I mean, I feel like it's not really lying.
And they eloped. They actually did use it for a wedding, but they eloped. So, I mean, if my daughter, listen, I wouldn't give her $50,000 for a wedding anyway, because I think that that's obscene. But if I had the money and if I did that for some weird reason and she used it, I wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, well, you're smarter than I am. So,
wow, that was.
There you go.
I cannot. But I mean, I guess I'm heartened by the story in that the couple decided what's the more smart thing to do with this money,
right?
And they. You know what I mean?
It's a good reflection on that generation, because most kids, I feel like that age would be like, let's have an awesome party and put on a gram. or a lot of kids in this generation would be like, $50,000 isn't enough for a giant party. I mean, like,
I mean,
weddings
it
are so-
isn't anymore.
Right.
It's gotten so out of control.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's because weddings are just outrageous these days. So kudos to them for using it for a down payment, starting their life together, and actually having an investment.
Crazy wedding stories. Tim Griffiths, thank you. Tim says, can't believe no one noticed the Save Our Beef with Governor Ron is over the WEF logo. And at least Kristi's teeth looked great. I mean, I guess there's that.
Yeah, she does.
She puts a lot of effort into her teeth, and she got those from Texas.
Yeah,
she got those
true.
from
and into her appearance in general. Just there's a lot.
Christina, thank you. Christina says, my bachelorette, we went to a place called the Castle. It is a literal castle here in Kentucky, and had a spa day, massages, facials, pedicures, the perfect low-key day. That sounds
I love that. That sounds lovely. That sounds really nice, because you're supposed to be enjoying your friends, like the women that are in your wedding. You're supposed to be soaking them up and enjoying. It's all about the friendship and the camaraderie with them, right?
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be.
Right. And every girl is different. Like they are all at a different price point, if you will. Like some girls are maybe working at a job where they're making lots of money. Some girls aren't. And so to expect it's like, I can't believe like the entitlement to say everybody has to spend $1,000 on me. I would never do that.
Can't imagine doing that, but this is
so
gross. This is what happens now.
Yeah.
You guys, don't forget to get your $25 deals on all kinds of stuff at mypillow.com/chicks. Use code chicks for the deepest discounts. Slides, beach towels, regular, like 6 packs of towels, $25. That's it for the 6-pack, the full thing of towels. Get them while you can, because these sales don't always last forever. mypillow.com/chicks. Let's do some My Pillow Talks, shall we?
Yes.
There is a fellow who's a comedian whose stuff I love. He did a video that is long overdue. You've probably seen these, whether it's on Instagram or TikTok, when people duet another creator's video.
Yeah.
So say you really like a video and you just don't have anything to say about it, but you just want to share it. There's no just sharing or reposting anymore. Now people do this thing where they just have their face showing the other video, and that's it. They're not adding to it. They're not providing any commentary. They're just there to be like,
that's lame.
It's so dumb. And so this comedian decided to make fun of that entire phenomenon. Whoops.
No way. I'm the only one to notice. What are you doing? Well, I'm reacting to your video. Why? I want to show my followers. Okay, so share it. Repost it somewhere. Get the fuck out of here. I'm doing something. Oh, no. It's cool, man. I'm a creator, too. You're not a creator. You're stealing my video. That's just TikTok, bro. It's not stealing. A lot of people do it. Yeah, a lot of people do a lot of things. A lot of people think conversate is a word. Doesn't make it right. Look, man, this is just the world we're living in now, okay? Would I be doing this if it was 2003? No. I'd be where I belong, in a dimly lit cubicle, wishing I had talent. But guess what? iPhones exist now. What used to take, skill and time is now just an app. We're all indistinguishable. Artist and consumer have become one. It's the death of culture. Deal with it.
Let's see what these guys are conversating about.
Oh my God, so true. It's so incredibly true.
Why do people do that? I don't understand just duetting things and pointing.
It's everywhere. It's just everywhere. Mm-hmm.
So silly. This guy did a nice little parody video of the people that are protesting on campuses who are doing things like chaining themselves to rails in protest. And then, of course, the people who set themselves on fire, like that's a whole other thing, right?
Yeah.
So he's making fun of all of it. Here he is.
Free Palestine! Right. What are you doing? I'm protesting the genocide that's going on in Gaza. No, I mean, why have you handcuffed yourself to a railing? Did I lose my right to peacefully protest? No, you have every right. It's just the handcuffing. I'm gonna set myself on fire. Oh, no, don't. Why? A government conspiracy theory written on this flyer. And you really think that setting yourself on... Oh, it burns.
The sound effects. Oh my God.
He's gone. Anyway, handcuffs. Our government must stop supporting Israel. Okay, but what do the handcuffs do? Wait, there's a Jewish student over there. Boo! Boo! What did they do? They support Israel. They're just walking to class. Hi, I'm the university president. We think our Jewish students would be safer finishing the semester remotely. You're sending Jews home? I thought this was peaceful. I just graffitied Free Palestine on a statue. Excellent, brother. I just replaced an American flag with a Palestinian one. Awesome work. And I just screamed that Hamas must release the hostages. Hey now, watch your mouth. Okay, one last time. What does handcuffing yourself actually do? It shows world leaders that we won't stand by and let innocent people die. Oh, 1 second. There's an update from the White House. Oh yeah? The US will no longer fund Israel because one man has handcuffed himself to a rail. Wow, really? No.
It is really ridiculous. Nobody cares.
You're not changing anything.
You're not.
You're not doing anything helpful. You're just psycho. That's all.
Yeah,
That's all.
Nobody cares.
This is do I do this? Do I do this to everybody today? Do I want to disgust and horrify you?
You guys want to be disgusted and horrified? Raise your hand. Who wants to be disgusted and horrified? Raise your hand.
My husband did this to me last night at dinner, no less. He revealed this information to me, and I was like, I want to unknow.
Okay. Well, we all have to know now. We all have to know, right? We want to know.
I promise we won't end there. Okay.
Okay. Well,
have,
Ashley's saying pass. Joyce is saying no. Michelle's like, why not? I mean, Michelle and we're going to hang out. So I want to know.
Okay.
Okay. So, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to
do it. And then I promise I'll have brain bleach afterwards. No worries.
Let's do it.
But there is a phenomenon, and I fought with someone on Twitter yesterday. There was like a trans woman who was complaining about period cramps, and I cannot tolerate that. So like I always get into these fights with people on Twitter where I'm like, please tell me what body part is cramping. Go. And then you know what I mean? Like
if you have a penis, you're not having a period.
I don't care how many hormones you take.
You're not having a period.
Not growing a uterus, and therefore you don't have anything to cramp.
No, so just shut it.
So these are the fights that I have. So I was talking to my husband about this last night at dinner, and he informs me that these people are so desperate sometimes to feel and to like live the woman experience that they will do some crazy, crazy shit. And one of those crazy things that they do, I'm just going to let the video tell it. And this is unfortunately one of the duets that we just made fun of, but
here we go.
Nonetheless.
By now, I'm guessing you have already seen this imagery floating around the internet. Frozen tomato popsicles that the trans community is sticking up into different crevices so that they can have a period. Y'all, this is mental illness at its finest. Beginning of my monthly period, I usually stick up 2 to 3 cylinders to simulate a heavy flow.
If you are sticking one of these up your booty, that's just simulating a busted hemorrhoid. We need doctors talking about this. This is going to cause some type of vegetable bacteria. Sometimes I just squirt ketchup packets from fast food places into my panties for added sensation.
One individual says he takes a laxative, which induces cramping, and then he also is surprised when he runs to the bathroom suddenly and realizes his period has started. That's not your period. That's explosive diarrhea.
I can't like this.
Yeah.
What in the world?
Let them get an infection. Let them.
Oh my God.
I mean, that's and this is the thing. It's just severe mental illness in these people. And I'm so sick of watching people appease them, you know, and be like, oh yeah, I mean, they're not mentally ill. Yes, they are.
Yeah,
this
is insane.
Yeah. And it's worse when these people are trampling in women's sports and whatnot, and they're appeasing them there. Oh no, they're not mentally ill. Yes, they are. Stop it.
This is not normal behavior. This is absolutely psychotic. And
stop coddling
the
them.
fact that they're this desperate to feel something that they will never actually experience, the fact that they have to go to these lengths, you would think that that would say something to them in their own brain. Like, this seems over the top.
No, it won't say it to
Maybe
them.
I'm not actually a woman.
Yeah, I don't think it says it to them, but to every psychological person in the psychological field and psychiatric field who is not calling this out for what it is. Shame on them.
I know.
And shame on all of us who doesn't do that either, honestly.
Yeah,
Because
you
it
gotta
is
call that out.
It's freaking mental illness. Yeah.
Okay, we need some fun brain bleach for that. I know if you're a person who has gone through a self-checkout, my husband loves them, absolutely loves them because he likes to just do his
So
own
does
thing.
Greg.
Yeah, just
Greg's
get it
the same way.
done. He's an expert at it. I am always intimidated by them because they never work right for me.
I just like people. I like to go through a checkout line. I'm like, hey, how you doing today?
Well, and if I'm already paying so much for groceries, somebody better bag it for me.
I like that too. That's the thing. I agree with you. I like that experience. And I feel like we're all just becoming robotic.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
So this girl is totally me. This is how I feel at the self-checkout.
Ooh, so we're going to start by scanning an item. That item has not been scanned. So it seems like you're standing there doing nothing and not scanning an item. Okay, so we're going to take that item and put it into the bagging area. Unexpected item in bagging area. Are you serious? Remove the unexpected item from the bagging area.
Yeah, I hate
So let's take that
self-checkout.
item and put
Hate
it into the bagging area. Ooh, so there does seem to be an unexpected item in the bagging area. Say that one more time. Since you are taking a long time, we're going to go ahead and need you to scan that next item. What? Ooh, so I did go ahead and scan that item twice for you. No! It does look like you are going to need some help. So I went ahead and turned on a bright flashing light so everyone around you knows that you need help. Someone will be coming in
That's so
7
me.
to 27 minutes to help you. Hey, I wanted she decided to scan this twice. Okay, you should be good to go. Ooh, so that item is not found. It does seem like there's another unexpected item in that bagging area. No, we're done here. Ooh, since you're here on the key.
That's so me. I hate it.
Oh my God, I
those things.
hate it so much.
Yeah, this is the thing. And then my husband and my daughter both, they just get through self-checkout in 2 seconds. And I'm like, how?
I know Ron is a total pro at it. It makes me so mad.
That's great. And Gwen's the same way too. Gwen's like, Mom, we're going to do self-checkout. I'm like, no, we're going to go no, Mom, well, just trust me. I can do it. She looks at me like I'm 105 years old.
Indy, the singing dog, we haven't played him in a while, and he has just put on a little bit of a recital. Here he is.
See what you got.
Or her. It's a her.
You start high or low today? You want to start low? You want to go row, 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 row. Warm up a little bit. You say, how? Indy does it. Row, 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 row. What you got low? You got anything low? Come on, in. Oh. Oh, it's kind of middle. It's kind of the middle. Let's do this one. How? Yes, that
Unbelievable.
was so nice. Oh, Andy's so smart. Oh. Hey, where'd you go? Come here, McFly. How? You fell into it.
I mean, it's crazy.
Oh, Andy does it. Listen. Oh, yes,
Remarkable.
that was so beautiful. Oh, yes, look at you go.
Oh my God.
Goodness, what a good boy. See what you got.
He's
I
like,
just love
Mom, you're
that dog.
embarrassing me. That dog is awesome. He sings better than I do.
And then lastly, here is a funny dog, little tiny compilation, but these are some really good ones. Love, love, love these.
I love you so much, Mila.
That dog's like, you crazy. Oh my God, he's cobbing.
No.
That dog. His little butt. Exhausted.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
Squeak that damn thing one more time, and I swear to God, I'll put you outside.
Whatever I wanted. That became a problem.
Oh, that's so great. Oh my god.
Anyway, those are your talks for
Those
today.
are good ones. Really good ones.
Sorry about the tomato thing. I had to.
Everybody's saying that Ron needs to issue a formal apology. So we'll be expecting.
Yeah, because I thought I knew a lot about those things, and
Mhm.
I did not know that.
Nobody wants to know. Nobody wants to know.
Yeah.
Okay. You
Let's
get
just
flap.
let
Maybe
them know
we'll get
that.
some flaps tomorrow. Friday flaps tomorrow. But today is Thursday. Oh gosh. You guys bring it in. Big hug. Big hug. You guys have a wonderful Thursday. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.